r/rules horror. Posted by u/absurat. Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger Rules 1, Nuckelavy. Greetings, new Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger. You are obviously a qualified individual as you've been accepted for this very important job. Your first shift starts shortly and we would like to give you an easy-to-follow set of rules to be able to carry out your duty correctly. Our last employee became complicit, so unfortunately he entered the food chain of the local Kippy Hope Wildlife. We have great hope that you will succeed where he failed though. As the newly appointed ranger, it is crucial that you follow the rules below in order to pacify the local Nuckelavy. It is also important to note that Nuckelavy is not the only dangerous creature in Kippy Hope Hill. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the local wildlife and know what to do if you encounter any other dangerous creatures. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our headquarters. We wish you the best of luck on your shifts and we hope you have a successful time as a Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger. Duty: pacify the local Nuckelavy. Area: near the village of Taunton, northwestern Kippy Hope Hill Park. Area description: an expansive rocky bay covered in purple heather with harsh waves constantly crashing against the jagged shoreline. Wildlife description: Nuckelavy is known for his horrifying appearance and malevolent nature. He resembles the upper body of a human fused at the hip to the lower body of a horse, with all the skin removed and exposed muscle underneath. His eyes are piercing and blue, and his hair is graying and black. Nuckelavy is also known for his long, sharp fingers that drag on the ground as he trots, and his sharp, pointed teeth that resemble broken glass shards. Nuckelavy is typically described as being incredibly tall and imposing, standing at 8 feet 5 inches, striking fear into the hearts of those who encounter him. He only lives around the sea and we believe he causes crop failure and minor misfortune to those who cross him. Although, if you follow these rules hopefully you will avoid this. Rules for shift duty. 1. Before departing, gather the following items: a bundle of herbs, St. John's wort, rowan berries, and wild thyme. A small rock with your name inscribed. Ranger's Guide to Incantations. An iron ring. 1.2. As soon as you arrive, Nuckelavy will know you are there, although will not immediately attack as we have previously had no conflict with him. Try not to make loud noises or actively clutch any of the items we told you to bring. 2.3. Even though we call him a he is no doubt still a wild creature of Kippy Hope and, therefore, still succumbs to his natural urges, such as chasing fast-moving or loud creatures. 3.4. You must wait for a second on the rocky coast and soon Nuckelavy will emerge from the water. Remain standing and still at all costs to not provoke him whilst also not looking into his eye sockets. 5. Absolutely refrain from making any contact with him at all, as any area of skin he touches will enter necrosis and rot. Prolonged exposure to Nuckelavy's touch will cause potentially fatal nautical diseases such as yellow fever and scurvy. We previously had an employee report to HQ with cancer of the blood and a missing arm after attempting to shake Nuckelavy's hand. 6. The state of the surrounding weather indicates Nuckelavy's mood. Calm waves and light gray clouds mean he's passive, dark gray clouds and choppy waters mean he's agitated. This increases in severity until Nuckelavy is furious, indicated by strong winds, harsh rain, thunder and lightning and large waves. 7. Try to avoid prolonging your interaction with him as he can become aggressive to long exposure to people. 8. Lay down the 3 herbs and the guide to incantations in front of you. Do not take your eyes off of Nuckelavy and hold out the stone with your name on it in an outstretched palm. 9. If all goes to plan, Nuckelavy will pluck the stone out of your hands, avoiding skin contact, and will return to the waves without a word said. This is not always the case. Rules for escaping. 1. If you at any point offend Nuckelavy, he will start a deep growl and his horse legs will start nervously trotting on the spot. At this point, you must run as fast as you ever have. 2. Unfortunately for you, due to his horse body he is much faster than you, but if you run early enough you should be able to gain significant enough distance. 3. Run for the Wildlife Ranger off-road vehicle, as Nuckelavy prefers to catch exposed prey and will not attempt to stop your car. Before driving you can check around for faint, floating ghost-like things, as these are wisps who may lead the direction to safety. Do not follow them if they lead towards the sea. 4. Be sure to avoid driving along the coastline, as Nuckelavy will try to focus a storm entirely on you, lightning and all. He may also try to create large waves to submerge your vehicle. 5. At this point you'll see Nuckelavy rear like a horse and begin a chase. Do not lead him to any nearby houses, as he will indirectly cause famine and disease. 6. Wait until Nuckelavy is directly behind your car and slam on the brakes to cause him to hit the back bumper. This will most likely make him trip and fall. You must then put the pedal to the metal and drive as fast as you can. 7. Do not stop driving until you stop having rain fall on your windshield and you no longer hear thunder. Unfortunately, angering him jeopardizes future visits to Nuckelavy, but we have been able to repacify him before. That should be it for Nuckelavy. We hope you will not succumb to tragic diseases, huge waves or electrocution by lightning. The role of a Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger comes with great responsibility. The rules provided will ensure that you carry out your duty correctly and safely. These rules should be followed strictly to ensure your safety and to avoid endangering the local community. The locals of Kippy Hope Hill have long been aware of the presence of Nuckelavy and the destruction he is capable of causing. Despite this, the residents have often disregarded the warnings and rules set in place by the wildlife rangers, putting themselves in harm's way. One incident that stands out in particular involved a group of fishermen who ventured too close to the coast where Nuckelavy was known to reside. The fishermen were warned by the rangers about the dangers of approaching Nuckelavy, but they disregarded the warnings and proceeded anyway. The result was disastrous. Nuckelavy appeared, causing destruction to the fishermen's boats and equipment, and leaving the men terror-stricken and running for their lives. Despite their efforts to escape, several of the fishermen were caught by Nuckelavy and never seen again. This incident serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of disregarding the rules set in place by the wildlife rangers and the importance of respecting the wildlife that inhabits the area. So, please, if you want to live another day, follow these rules to the T. Yours sincerely, Park Director Boyd from the Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger Corps. Part 2 of this story. Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger Rules 2, Upkeep of the Watchtower. Greetings again, Park Ranger Callum. We at HQ are impressed with your successful pacification of our local Nuckelavy. Well done, Ranger. Congratulations on not contracting scurvy. We know that you're a hard-working ranger and have an unwavering commitment to pacifying and preserving the wildlife of Kippy Hope Hill Park. Your dedication to preserving the wildlife of the park is truly commendable. Nevertheless, being a park ranger at Kippy Hope Hill Park brings with it several risks. The agreement waiver you signed before joining our team did mention skinnings, stabbings and scurvy. We've unfortunately lost numerous unsuspecting park rangers before. Many of these losses could have been avoided by simply heeding and following our instructions. Though our wildlife can be very dangerous, we still must take care of and manage our beautiful landscapes and creatures. Accordingly, to keep your base watchtower safe and usable, we've put together a comprehensive list of guidelines and rules to follow, aimed at keeping you, the watchtower, and the park safe and secure. Please take the time to familiarize yourself with these guidelines, as they may save your life. 1. Safety first. Always be sure the watchtower is secure and sturdy, with all doors and windows properly sealed, locked and latched. Repair any damage or deterioration promptly to ensure the safety of the ranger and your watchtower. This includes checking and tightening bolts, replacing damaged or worn parts, and cleaning and oiling moving parts. 2. Warding off harmful spirits. To keep dangerous creatures and spirits such as the Nuckelavy, redcaps, and the Etrushka at bay, place wards such as rowan berries, salt, and iron around the perimeter of the watchtower. Remember that these creatures are infamous for their ferocity and should not be trifled with. 3. Warding off harmful spirits. To keep dangerous creatures and spirits such as our favorite local Nuckelavy, redcaps and the Etrushka at bay, place wards such as rowan berries, salt, and iron around the perimeter of the watchtower. This will hopefully mean that you don't end up contributing yourself to the local food chain. 4. Maintenance of surroundings. Keep the grounds around the watchtower clean and tidy, as well as free of any potential hazards such as loose rocks or broken branches. This helps to avoid attracting any mischievous spirits such as pixies. Pixies are usually not too harmful as they play pranks like moving objects or playing with people's minds. However, other pranks can be dangerous, such as leading travelers astray or causing them to fall into pits, so make sure to post signs regarding the hazard. 5. Respect the environment. Show respect to the local flora and fauna, as well as the spirits of the land such as the fairies. Avoid disturbing the natural balance, and always leave offerings such as milk or honey for the brownies and other friendly spirits. Brownies are very helpful when we help them as they complete minor chores whilst you sleep. When provoked they will, however, make your life rather difficult. 6. Respect wildlife. Always be on the lookout for any dangerous creatures or spirits, such as the Chusith, that may be roaming in the area. Keep a safe distance and do not disturb them. We will give further instruction on the Chusith in future. Familiarize yourself with the local wildlife, including knowledge of the Nuckelavee, Selkies, the Chusith, Banshees, and Wolvers, so you can recognize and respond to any potential encounters with these creatures. 7. Communication with other rangers. Stay in regular contact with other park rangers and wildlife experts, sharing information and updates on any potential dangers or sightings. This must be checked regularly as provoked brownies or pixies like to disrupt communications. 8. Regular inspections. Regularly inspect the watchtower for any signs of wear and tear, and make any necessary repairs promptly. Check for any potential hazards and take appropriate action. Also, check for all potential escape routes and keep a well-stocked first aid kit, fire extinguisher, and emergency supplies on hand in case of an unexpected encounter with a dangerous creature or spirit. 9. Report incidents. Report any incidents, encounters, or sightings of dangerous creatures or spirits to the proper authorities to ensure the safety of park visitors and staff. This information may also be critical in preventing similar incidents from occurring in the future. 10. Fire safety. Maintain a fire extinguisher and a fire escape plan in case of emergencies. Ensure that all flammable materials are stored safely and away from any heat sources. Just last November, we had an unfortunate loss of an employee to a watchtower fire as he failed to make peace with the pixies. 11. Weather preparation. Regularly check the weather forecast and be prepared for any adverse weather conditions, such as high winds or heavy rain, which may cause damage to the watchtower or surrounding area. 12. Emergency response. Keep an emergency response plan in place and make sure all park rangers and staff are trained in emergency response procedures, such as what to do in case of a fire, severe weather, or a dangerous creature or spirit encounter. And remember, the spirits of Kippy Hope Hill Park are not to be taken lightly. As you keep watch from the safety of your watchtower, always be on the alert for any signs of danger, for the creatures and spirits of the park are notorious for their malicious intent. So heed these rules and guidelines, Ranger, for your life and the lives of those you protect may depend on it. And always keep in mind that when you stand guard at the watchtower, you are not alone. The spirits of Kippy Hope Hill Park are always watching, waiting, and ready to strike. Yours sincerely, Park Director Boyd from the Kippy Hope Hill Wildlife Ranger Corps.